I'm just going to start talking. This is a hut chat. When I feel I have something I need to talk about, rather than making stuff or doing stuff or showing you processes, I'm just going to try and talk about it. And I felt something has been kind of bubbling up over the last few days, and I want to talk about it. Over the last 10 years, I've run companies, advertising companies, technology companies. I've run teams doing all sorts of different things. The way I've always worked is that I think up a plan, I sit on my own and think what would be good to do, and I figure it out, and then I create a story in my mind, and then I go and share it with everyone. So whenever anybody asks me, Dave, what's the plan, what are you doing? I can say, well, I'm going here from A to B, and, you know, do you want to come? It would be quicker if you helped us. It would be better if you helped us. And that it's a very simple, clear plan. So not only do people know what I'm up to, but they also know how they can get involved and be helpful. And that's kind of how I operated for 10 years. And then the last couple of years, I've been in a big transition away from this kind of gameplay. And what I mean by a game is, you know, in a game of football, you have goals. You've got to score literal goals to win the game. So you know when you step on that field, there's a clearly defined bunch of rules, and it's a known. You know what you need to do. You just have to go and do it better than the other people that don't want you to do it. But I guess in the last year or two, I've kind of given up on the game of life a little bit, and I'm wanting to just explore for exploration's sake. And that's philosophically, in my mind, the way I think about the things I think about, but also naturally out here. So one of the challenges has been when people keep asking me, what are you doing in the woods? Is Dave really living in the woods? Is he gone crazy? I haven't really had a good answer for anybody because I haven't prepared this story to then share with the world. Which is exciting, and that's why I'm enjoying making these videos, because I don't know where it's going. But obviously as things change and develop, I'm beginning to get more language to put to things. And then it's made doubly hard when your friends like Louis and Alfie come down, who have got massive audiences, and when they start telling your story to their audience, in the absence of my own strong narrative, it's easy to sort of begin to adopt that. But the last week or two, I've begun to really think, well, what is this? And I actually had a really tough day about 10 days ago, where I went to the pub in the evening, and I sat down, I was trying to do my emails, the internet's terrible, I couldn't upload, I hadn't done anything other than trying to build CORCOVADO out for a few days, and I thought, is this sustainable? And it's getting very wet, my canopy's just come down, broken the second tarpaulin, I haven't even got a toilet, no hope of a shower for quite a long time, and I thought, what am I doing? So I began to think, well, what am I doing? Do I live here? Is this a workplace, a home? And what I realised was, I was just taking on the narratives that other people were giving me, and that I didn't want to do that. What I set out to do was build a retreat here. It was build a place where we could think about and reflect on our lives, reflect on the norms of society, and think about what's happening with technology and democracy and capitalism and compassion and all the big themes that affect our lives. Have a think about the future. It is my persuasion that we are entering a time of absolutely unprecedented change. Like, not just in the last 50 years or 100 years, but in all of the millions of years of evolution. I think that where we're headed with machines, machine intelligence, is going to be a step change. And that is worth thinking about. Yes, it may not happen in the next 10 years. Yes, it may never happen. But because there's a small percentage of chance, I think it's worth some people taking a bit of a step back and thinking about what that might mean for all of us. So what I want to do today is clarify a bit about what I am doing. And I want to say it is subject to change. I will happily change my path, and I don't feel that I have to be bound to it, but I'm beginning to get clarity on a direction of travel, shall we say. Not that I know where point B is, and I'm not sure I even started at point A. Firstly, CORCOVADO is a state of mind. It is not a location. I may change to another piece of wood. Me and Louis might buy something together. There's a 700-acre wood that I could expand onto. It is not purely in this location. Here's some things we do know. I recently have collaborated with Discovery Channel, Discovery Digital Networks. Their platform's called Seeker, and it's an amazing community of people really exploring the future, so I'm very proud about that. I know that I'm committing to this for a year. I know I'm going to make weekly videos, 9 PM Thursdays, some bonus videos, bits that I chuck in. Sometimes when people offer to pay me for a video, it helps me sustain myself. I might go off like I did last week and collaborate with Direct Line for their drone video. And sometimes I'm going to do these hut chats. Sometimes it will be getting something off my chest. Sometimes it will be having a visitor, maybe in a different hut, an inspirational hut. If you saw the solar video, the little hut there that's all cooked up nicely on the side of the lake, I'm going to go stay there in a couple of weeks because it's got a shower and I need to get on with some of my theoretical work, which leads me on nicely to my theoretical work. I'm also working with UCL in their interdisciplinary bachelor's in arts and sciences, which basically means a degree in generalism, a degree in looking at the connections between all the different spaces of life to think up answers to some of life's most complex problems. And I'm actually going to be lecturing there in a couple of weeks on the topic of intelligence. And one of the reasons why I'm here in the woods is trying to learn from the only system of intelligence that has proven itself over the test of millions of years. All of our man-made systems, even humans themselves, haven't been around for very long in evolutionary terms. So I feel there's a wisdom and a natural success here that I want to learn from as I think about the nature of intelligence in machines, in animals, in plants and in humans. I think we've got a lot to learn about the nature of intelligence, and I'm really enjoying that exploration. What I'm hoping is over the course of a year we will explore lots of stuff in the natural world. We'll look at some basic systems we've taken for granted, and we can think theoretically or philosophically about the nature of life, the nature of existence, through this interdisciplinary lens of intelligence. And that might sound a bit complicated, but basically what I want to do is reflect on life, build a retreat, and help you guys come along for the journey. Now already I want to say thank you so much for all the ideas you've been sending in, all the links. I've bought things off Amazon because of you guys. This chimney here where I'm making cups of tea, which is my favourite thing to do with guests, the experimental kettle, comes from you guys. So I really want you to be a part of the journey. And one of the things I'm going to do, I've just found out that the neighbour down there has 2 4-bedroom converted barns. So what I want to do is run a retreat in maybe spring next year and invite some of you guys to come down. The point of that will be to thank you guys for being a part of this journey. I can't have hundreds of people coming at any one time, but I can invite a few of you to come, and maybe we'll make some videos along the way as well. So if any of you subscribe to my YouTube channel thinking that I'm going to be like a Bear Grylls or Ray Mears, then I'm really sorry to disappoint you. Now's the chance to unsubscribe, because I am not going to go hardcore and live inside an animal hide or something like that. I'm here to explore. If it gets too hard or too lonely, I'll probably go and stay with a friend for the evening, go down to my godson's house or to Alfie's, or go back home to Surrey. I still have my big hut, which is where I was living for the last few years. I am not trying to document what it is to try and survive off foraging in the woods. I'm here to absorb the wisdom of nature, to invite others into that space, and to explore what it feels like to be lonely. I've lived a very, very lucky life with so many people that have given me so much. And to be here, it makes me feel what a lot of people spend a lot of their lives feeling, completely isolated and lonely. And in the meantime, trying to build a stronger connection with nature. So I'm not Bear Grylls. I'm not going to be foraging for mushrooms as my only method of sustenance. I will be going down the road to the awesome coffee shop. I will go and visit my friends. I will sometimes have meetings in London. But the goal is this. The goal is to change my norm back to a natural setting. That my default is that I'm a part of nature. My default is that I'm part of this ecology. And when I choose to leave here and go play the games of life, go to the city to try and do some deals, or to try and help other people do deals with their businesses, or try and do the stuff of life, that is seen as the abnormal, not the normal. This city-based world that we live in, this digital world that we live in, is brand new, and it is not what has got us this far in the human race. So I want to get a bit of that natural understanding into my life. So if you've got more questions, please stick them in below. I would love to answer them. One thing I'd love to do is build this model of what the perfect hut looks like, with all the best technologies and experiments, the kind of, not what is the most efficient or the most comfortable, but what is the most inspiring, what is most enjoyable to experience, what helps us get most in connection with nature, with the forces that are all around us. I love my solar lights. These are powered off the sun. So when the sun comes out, I feel happy because A, the sun is out, but B, I'm going to have more light and I can charge my phone and my laptop. I want to have that relationship with the rain. At the moment, I haven't managed to harness the power of the rain. It's still breaking me. Just torn the second tarpaulin. But as I get better at this, hopefully I'll find a way to enjoy the rain, find a way to funnel it into drinking water and maybe even shower water one day. That will be the holy grail. The day that I manage to get a hot shower that funnels off nicely, that doesn't affect ecology in a negative way, that will be the holy grail. I'm not sure if we'll ever get there, but that will be an absolute... I'll throw a party, probably. The hot shower party. That sounds a bit weird. Thanks for watching these first 10 or 12 videos. Thanks for being here. There's going to be plenty more coming all year. And the final exciting thing to say is I'm filming a documentary about the whole year. I want to see how the seasons change, and I'm reflecting and using some of this vlog footage to kind of put together one piece, so that if some people haven't watched the vlogs all year, they could just check in one piece and be able to see what this whole experiment was. That feels good. I feel glad to have said all that. I hope that makes sense. I know there's a lot in there, so please do send me lots of questions. I'm happy to do a Facebook Live about this video. So keep all the ideas coming, keep watching the videos, I really appreciate it, it's really motivating. Hopefully if we can figure out a model for the perfect hut, maybe some of you guys will build your own Corcovado huts in your own back garden or in your fields and experiment with that light way of living. And I think I'm going to invite different groups of people to come down here and explore different topics that affect our futures together. Guys, I hope that all makes sense, and I hope this camera thing has actually worked. I will see you next Thursday, 9 PM, for another episode of Corcovado Explorations! Oh, you can still see me, can't you? Because it's 360 camera. See you later.